Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? Season 3, The Asylum Years. The only podcast to allegedly be ranked 19th in podcast in all of Slovakia for the month of September. And for some reason, that makes you ask the question, why would you make this?
How do you say that in Slovakian?
I don't know. I just read the email. I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Brother Skylar. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, too.
All right.
We are joined. Oh, yeah, everyone's doing it. Well, maybe. Let's see. Because we're also joined by J Delta Wagwan.
Wagwan. I'm just trying to look up how to say fun stuff in Slovakian, but I don't think I'll be able to pronounce any of that. But man, number 19 in all of Slovakia. Yeah.
Not even just like a category. All
Just
podcasts.
all podcasts.
All of them.
Yeah.
I don't know who sent me that email, how legit it is, but
It could have just been some random.
I got it.
He said we're the number 19th podcast in all of Slovakia, and all I had to do was send $5,000 to get our official gold record certifying it.
Wow.
I don't know why it was a record since we're a podcast, but I could not pass on that deal.
And now it's on my wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just like...
It's load bearing, though. Don't touch it.
Okay. Sorry.
I had to sell the wall to get the plaque.
to get the...
All right, so during Season 3, we are taking you through the National Wrestling Alliance Total Nonstop Action weekly pay-per-view shows, now known as TNA The Asylum Years. This episode is 13, originally broadcasted on September 18th, 2002, live from Nashville, Tennessee, at the Fairgrounds Coliseum, now known as the Indiana Farmers Coliseum, allegedly drawing 750 in live attendance.
Maybe. I can believe that.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
can believe that.
Okay. Give you some history again to remind you. August 15th, TNA's financial backers, Health South, canceled their deal with the company. Regardless of how Health South felt about TNA, it turns out they were allegedly, because I don't want to get sued, even there was a court case over it, and they settled. Allegedly, they were cooking the books and about to go under anyway.
Oh.
Inflate-
Allegedly.
They were accused of inflating their worth by $1 billion,
Oh, boy.
but they settled for half.
Settle.
Yeah, they settled for like 400 million or something like that.
That they were inflating their books. But
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we'll pay that much. And,
How would-
and
oh my God.
I don't know, it's all a lie.
How would anyone not notice that? Think you can just get away with that?
Well, once you pass a certain amount of money, it's all the same.
Kinda, yeah.
Now you're just in rich territory. No one
Yeah.
really starts counting anymore.
All right, so TNA was not paid for the 9th show and now owes money to vendors and talent.
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
And surely among others, Ed Ferrara has left the company.
Yeah, so we're going to start seeing other people start dropping.
Unknown to people at the time, Apollo was dealing with personal demons.
Oh.
And Monte Brown only wanted to be a part-time wrestler due to family obligations.
I can understand that.
Also, rumors were that Low-Key was a stiff worker and that Brian Lawler was personally disliked by many members of the roster
And me too.
Yeah.
and members of the fans.
And most of the fans.
However, TNA has a new financial backer. Panda Energy met through Dixie Carter, so the show continues.
Whoa, here we go.
All the way back then, she was
Breadcrumbs lead to here.
So here are some corrections I have to make. I missed some things. I got some things wrong. And I want to just answer some things from last time, which is first, Brother Skylar, you asked if April Hunter had ever done any pornographic videos or photos or anything like that that kept her out of the WWE.
Did she?
The answer is yes, because she did pornographic modeling, like pornographic photos.
I think that's enough for them.
And then she also did strip videos.
Yeah, I think
Just
that's
where
enough
she
for
would,
them.
like, you know, masturbate and
That
stuff.
makes,
So that
yeah,
might be-
that explains it. I knew it.
Yeah.
It made no sense why they didn't, unless
Well,
there it is.
either way, we're not going to see April Hunter until 2003.
Ugh.
We will also not see Apollo and Monty Brown again until 2004.
No!
Yeah.
Everything I like, it's taken away from me. Shamrock's sister, Bonnie Brown. That's about it.
That's it. That's end of list.
Also, the last episode, episode 11, was the last time that we see the Bullet and the Backseat Boys wrestle.
Wrestle, okay.
I mean,
Because the bullet is on this.
yeah, that's what I
show.
mean. I don't know if the Backseat Boys are ever going to show up and be like, howdy doody, and then get punched or something, but they don't wrestle again. And then finally, I called the man Silk Wagner Brown last episode, and I don't know if TNA was saying it wrong because he was having a bad day the last time, or if I heard him wrong, but it turns out the man's name is Slick Wagner Brown. Doesn't really matter. We'll never see him again.
Oh, okay, I don't know who you're talking about anyway.
April Hunter's boyfriend that saved her.
Oh, yeah. Not Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah. That's how you want to classify that, sure.
He had like blonde hair and he was black and his short afro. He had like the same
That's all of them, yeah.
look of it.
Next, episode 12 was a Best of the X Division clip show and had about 12 segments, which can be summarized as followed. The X Division has many great competitors, followed by a match. The X Division has gained the attention of wrestling legends, followed by a match. Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles have had a lot of problems involving the tag and X titles. Let's recap them. Match. The Amazing Red and the SATs are also amazing. Match. Low-key is dangerous and mysterious.
Very
match.
dangerous.
Yes. Yeah. Low-key gives, this surprised me, Low-key gives Goldie an interview where he says him and the X Division can only get better because it turns out Goldie's insistence on interviewing Low-key worked. He kept saying, I do my talking in the ring. Got an interview.
Nope,
yeah!
eventually.
Way to go, Goldie. Next, Low-key defends his X title while Lynn and Styles are still fighting. Match. AJ Styles gives an interview and says that Jerry Lynn is a legend, Low-key kicks, and AJ Styles is limitless. And then finally, the three meet in a triple ladder match where Jerry Lynn is the winner and the new champion. Afterwards, Jerry Lynn gives an interview saying that he's here to put over the younger guys. And Styles interrupts to shake his hand and say it's not over. But Low-key is also there to say the same thing.
I'm here to put over the younger talent by beating them relentlessly and assaulting them for being disrespectful.
Look, you elevate people your way. I elevate them by putting their head on a pike. You can see it from miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so as per usual, episode 11 and 12 left us confused about the motives of the characters and the direction of the company. So let's try to explain why we are the way we are with our crazy past.
Wait a minute. What happened that got you so crazy?
Well, if you hate it so much, we'll just get rid of it. Jeez.
What?
Delta was like, all right, I'll fucking get a new gimmick then if it sucks. All right, first in the women's division, Miss TNA Bruce has issued a standing open challenge for $5,000 to anyone who can beat him for the crown of Miss TNA. So far, 2 women have challenged and failed.
I don't like this gimmick. I don't.
It's a little uncomfortable. Next in the tag divisions, the Hot Shots clearly have a personal vendetta against Cowboy James Storm and Wildcat Chris Harris, but we do not know why. Although James Storm does not have a cowboy gimmick, he is a cowboy. And that, both inside and out, is the real issue with his team.
Yes, he doesn't know why he's doing it. He's like, stop. That's not who you are.
All right, next, coming back from the dead, on the third pay-per-view show, Marcus Buff Bagwell has gone home to rethink his career, and we have yet to see him return. I wonder why I brought that back. And then finally, in the tag division, over the length of 7 weeks, Scott Hall was put on a stretcher 3 times by Jeff Jarrett, and we have not seen him since. I wonder why I brought that back. Next in the X Division, after the first ever triple ladder match, Jerry Lynn is your new X Division champion. Which brings us to Glory Hog, disrespectful pervert, or simple disagreement. After 12 weeks, it is both clear and not clear what is going on between AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn.
It's D, all of the above.
It's still D, yes. And then finally in the X Division, the Flying Elvises are falling apart, with Sonny Siaki going off on his own, but still trying to help the remaining Flying Elvises win their match.
Huh?
Very confusing. All right, so for the World Division, with his hatred of NASCAR subdued, Ron the Truth Killings is your new NWA Heavyweight Champion. It is still unknown if he will continue to hang people who disagree with his preachings of conspiracy or rap.
That was a good rap he did.
It was.
Has he done any more?
No, it was just the one.
It's a good one.
I mean, personally, maybe like on his own time he's rapping, but not on the show.
In the back.
Next, after dramatically changing his gimmick and name in order to distance himself from his father, Jerry Lawler, Brian Lawler is heavily focused on getting revenge on Jeff Jarrett for whatever it is Jarrett did to him. Finally, Jeff Jarrett will not be screwed over again like he already has been by Jackie Fargo, Scott Hall, Brian Lawler, NWA President Jim Miller, Toby Keith twice, NWA Authority figure Ricky the Dragon Steamboat twice, NWA Authority figure Bullet Bob Armstrong 3 times, NWA Vice President Bill Barons 3 times, James Mitchell and the New Church, and the Tennessee Titans.
And the 1947 Denver Broncos.
That's a 16 of screwings.
Also, he's allegedly attempted to kill, maybe.
He screamed
I've
out.
never seen evidence of otherwise. He has attempted to kill Jackie Fargo, Jim Miller, Todd Stone, Bullet Bob Armstrong, Bill Barons twice, Scott Hall twice, and the entire NWA-TNA security team several times.
Who's Todd Stone again?
That was the midget wrestler that he had in the sack.
Yes.
All right, one more thing is dark matches. We have some dark matches here.
Oh.
Chris Michaels beats Corey Williams.
I don't know either of those names.
We will see both of these guys in the future, so
Okay. By those names?
I believe so, yes.
So I will never know these people.
No. And then the other dark match is Big Bully Douglas, who has already had one dark match, so maybe it's not going well.
All right.
Beat somebody. I don't know.
Somebody.
The records weren't important enough to record.
Wow.
Just he won.
Unless
that
this
night.
man's name is 3 question marks, then yeah.
The question mark man.
Okay. So that's everything. Let's start the show. Are you like going to play an audio clip or no?
What? Oh no, I was switching over to
I was,
my notes.
I was waiting for you to do the song.
How does it go again?
Glad to see after 13 episodes, production's going well on both sides of this story. So the show opens and Goldie welcomes us to the show and introduces Scott Hall.
Oh, I can't stand her already.
Yeah, I know.
I can't stand her already.
Hall says Jarrett and him will meet again, but he's here for the tag gauntlet for the gold with his partner, Sean Waltman. Sean enters the shot, but never turns to the camera, so maybe it's not him.
What? It sounded like him.
They leave for the hotel room?
Yeah, he's got a room.
Yeah. You know, attached to the arena. It's one of those.
Got a room over there.
I mean, after all, we are putting on a show in the conference center at the local Best Western, so...
Segment length, 1 minute and 12 seconds. Any other thoughts besides that?
No.
It was very pointless. I was shocked to see Scott Hall. I was like, oh shit, I
Kinda,
forgot he
yeah.
was there. Also, why do you do this? I don't
Dump
understand
all
why
this
you
money?
start. No, why do you start a pay-per-view this way? It's not television, so why are you throwing 2 main guys right on the start of the show just to have them walk away and not give you any information? You're not drawing viewers in. They've already bought the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they did that whole segment. It was completely especially because they have an in-ring segment and a match.
And another before the show segment.
I don't know. Maybe I don't understand how to structure stories or something.
Or maybe they don't.
I'd go with your story, so.
Yeah.
All right, so segment 1, Mike Tenay and Don West welcome us to TNA. Tonight, we have the tag team gauntlet for the gold with people like Scott Hall and Six Pac, Wildcat Harris and Cowboy James Storm, Brian Lee and Ron Harris, Brian Lawler, tag partner unmentioned.
Yep.
Also, Jerry Lynn versus The Truth for the world title. What the
So it's just for the world title. It's not title
wasn't-
versus
no.
title.
What
Yeah.
kind of booking is this that he's booked in the exhibition title match, wins, and then booked in the world?
Immediately.
Then his next match, the next show,
Right.
he's booked for the world title now.
Especially because if you remember the last episode, 11, we never got that randomly announced The Truth versus Brian Lawler match for the world title. That
He's pissing everyone off. hot dogging everywhere.
And it's not like there's, AJ didn't get a world title shot, and Low-Key didn't get world title shots when they won
No,
the X
yeah.
Division.
It's,
So
it was just a random.
Yeah, there's no
like,
precedence of doing
Yeah.
that, so I don't understand. Yeah.
whatever. Let's just maybe with this guy we'll just win all the titles.
Like, it's not like the show's gonna get more confusing.
Yeah, we're just walking up to this poop and going, "Hey, this really smells, guys." Like, of course it does.
Let's sift around. Look at the nuts first. Decide.
Yeah,
Explain why it smells.
I'm sure the show won't get weird from here. Right?
All right. So also on tonight's show, Dustin Diamond, aka Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah.
Don't they say he has an announcement?
Yeah, he has an announcement that he's going to make. And presumably it's somehow in some way related to the fact that he was on Celebrity Boxing.
I can't wait to hear this announcement.
Number 2, anyway.
I'm frothing at the mouth for this announcement.
Don says maybe he'll box what I'm sure are technically even older men than the one he boxed on Celebrity Boxing.
He beat him. Shush.
Yeah, he was very old. Also, will we find out who was under the bullet mask tonight? Let's go to a video from earlier today between Lawler and Jarrett.
Okay.
The funniest
Yeah.
start of a segment.
So we go to Goldie, who is with Brian Lawler, and he's waiting for Jarrett. And there he is!
And then Jared comes running at him with his suitcase.
Yes.
Yo,
That was
what-
so great.
What an incredible way to disarm Brian Lawler. Just like a dog, you just pin him to the ground. You're like, no, bad, calm down.
His face, he was terrified. Did you see his
He
face?
was,
He didn't
yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah.
He didn't expect anyone to retaliate against him. So Jarrett stops Brian's attack and explains that he never touched April, Brian's girlfriend, and that she's a puppet master and he's a puppet. Offensive, but pretty accurate. So Jarrett says, where is April right now? And more importantly, who's she doing?
Oh.
Ooh, you can just barely hear the crowd go, oh, in your face, in your
is
face.
that what they were
in
chanting?
your
Okay.
face.
Jeez, what a horrible thing to chant. Where are they? Tennessee?
Tennessee in
Oh, those
2002.
Tennesseans.
Intro length 2 minutes and 27 seconds, 30 seconds. Promo length 46 seconds. Full segment length 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Thoughts?
I just can't believe the weeks of build up. They literally oh yeah, jealous over girlfriend issues that we never even introduced this woman before. As far
Nope.
as we were concerned, when we watched the last episode, part of me was like, well, he didn't really want to confront Jared, so he just made something up. So he's like, it was her, my girlfriend, cheated on me with you.
That woman over there.
Yeah.
But then it got worse because the girl was like, yep, uh-huh. Just like,
And they
"Oh,
walk off
great."
together.
Yeah, and then he pushes the cameraman over and
Yeah.
he's like, oh, see, she's doing it again with him. So, but no, this is literally the
This
storyline.
is what it is, yeah.
We started this company, brought in one of the top tag team guys, got released from WWE. I mean, maybe at
Who?
one point someone said that.
Who are you talking about? Brian Lawler?
No, Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, Woo, I couldn't figure out either one direction. Yeah.
Yeah, we bring in these two relatively large names, and they're gonna feud over someone we never met before. Great, phenomenal writing.
Maybe it'll get crazier and make less sense, and then we'll be intrigued. Yo, honestly, I can't wait for next week when it turns out that Brian Lawler actually deeply loves hip hop and his father and his girlfriend's making him do these crazy things.
Ooh, depth. I have a question.
Uh-oh, kayfabe question or just a question?
Sure, let's make it a kayfabe question.
I doubt it is, but okay.
Kayfabe question.
Jeff Jarrett says that Lola's girlfriend is pulling strings, and she's pulling more than that.
Yeah,
But what is she pulling?
his penis.
She's pulling on a penis?
Yeah.
Other people's penis.
That's
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, well, you
Well,
pull on it enough.
Yeah.
You don't pull on. That's not what you
That's-
do.
yeah,
It's
people
not
do
a
that.
pull or push door.
Yeah, but
Like, hard pulling.
you don't tug on it either, really. But that's what they call it.
Yeah.
It's just Southern slang, man.
Southern
Yeah.
slang?
I
Have
said
you
it.
been to the South?
I said it. I
Have
must
you never heard of a rub and tug?
Yeah, but that's not a pull in.
Oh my God! Am I gonna have to get a thesaurus to show you that pull and tug are synonyms? Or...
All right. Okay.
yeah.
Can we just move on from this now? The only other thing I want to point out before we get too in depth is just remind yourselves that Dustin.
Yoink is also
no, not that. No, Jesus Christ! This is like the worst time to bring it up now. I just want to remind you guys that Dustin Diamond died this year.
Oh.
Guys, stop all this hand job talk. We have an important
I'm gonna
announcement.
tell you that he died in February.
Drug overdose.
Oh, I didn't write that down
No,
here. It wasn't important. You don't write how they die. Jacked himself to death. I don't know,
He
man.
was pulled to death.
Yeah. See, you get it now. Oh, now you get it. All right, let's just move the hell on, all right? Segment 2. My world! Jeff Jarrett calls out Bob Armstrong, but Bob Armstrong does not come out. So Jarrett goes to look for him in the back. I want to remind you that there is no Titantron, so the audience does not see or hear any of this.
Yeah.
When Jarrett finds Armstrong, the masked bullet stops Jarrett and fights him back to the ring. In the ring, the masked bullet hits the shake, rattle, and roll and says, "Oh, you didn't know? Now you know." Legally not the Road Dogg says he followed Jarrett when he was younger and it almost cost him his career, but things have changed, and when you mess with the head of the James gang, you get all of them. Now, he's going to go find a partner and win the tag titles. Also, now his name is B.G. James.
And the G stands for get it,
Yeah.
got it, good. So that's BGGG James to use, mister.
Well, because he also said that the G was Gerard.
Yeah, that's what my problem was.
BGGG. And the G stands for bring your own G, I guess.
He said, my mother named me Brian
Brian
Gerard.
Gerard,
Yeah.
And the G stands for not
it.
Jared. But no,
Get
he
it, got
already
it,
told
got
us
it.
what it stood for.
Well, no, the G in Gerard stands for get it, got it, good, Erard.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Oh, also segment length 5 minutes and 36 seconds.
Horrible segment.
Yeah.
We saw Bullet Bob in just a singlet twice. Or whatever it was, the masked bullet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no tattoos. All of a sudden, this guy's covered in tattoos.
I
So-
promise you, every time it was a different Armstrong. I promise you.
There's more of them?
Are they actually related?
They're all James.
They're all
yeah.
just, yeah.
You can't call one Armstrong and then say, yup, they're all Jameses.
Well, that's their surname.
It's,
Their
yeah,
legal name.
his real name is James.
All of them are.
Yeah, they're all the real,
Okay.
but his gimmick name was Armstrong. So they're
Okay.
like, well, then I'm the Armstrong too. But it's
I
like,
see.
but legally
And
you're not.
he decided
Alright.
not to be Armstrong.
Yeah, so it's a real thing. It's like, it's a shoot that's a work that's a shoot.
I see.
oh, now I get it.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
He came out punching. Who was he punching? Jarrett.
Yeah.
And immediately, people in the crowd were, "Oh, you didn't know!" They knew immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
It was super obvious.
Just like the last times where it was obviously the same man.
It's horrible.
All right.
Do you think they just like threw that together, or that was the plan all along?
That was not the plan.
I can't imagine it ever had a plan. In fact, no, I take that back. I think the plan was to just bring in Armstrongs until they ran out.
They did.
And they did, yeah. And they were like, oh, wait a minute, this guy, people know him.
The last time we saw the masked bullet, it was Jared had him handcuffed to the ropes.
Yeah.
And then we cut away and like that was it. We didn't find out what the resolution to the bit was.
Yeah. The refs came in, they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And Jarrett was like, ah. And like ran away.
Yeah. I don't need another attempted murder charge.
Or do. I know. All right, segment 3. At the commentary table, Tanae and Don recap what has happened so far on the show, and then they send it to Goldie. Goldilocks is with the Flying Elvises, Jorge Estrada, and Sonny Siaki.
Oh boy.
What, he's with them again? Siaki does not refer to himself in the third person and says he did some soul searching, and it's all about teamwork now. Even Shawn Michaels was in a tag team before he was a legend. Oh, also, Jerry Lynn is great, and every X Division member should stand together and support him and and each other. Promo length 1 minute and 35 seconds. Segment length 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Face turn. I'm so excited for the face turn.
Yo, a baffling face turn.
My problem with this is sadly storylines have been so inconsistent that I'm genuinely not sure if this is a character change or just a really obvious swerve.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like they didn't have what's his face, Jimmy Wang Yang,
He
and
just
they
didn't-
wanted them in the tag team
he
tournament.
just
So
didn't show up.
just for the
Yo,
promo,
yep.
just for the match, he did that promo.
Wow.
You heard it here, folks. That's what happened.
That means the last show ended with Sonny Siaki helping because they're like, yeah, so next time we got you booked is September 18th. Oh, Jimmy can't make that show. Oh fuck. Then how do we get the Elvises in there? Ooh.
Yeah.
No,
That sounds about right to me, yeah. That
I'm a
sounds
face
about right.
now.
Yep.
All right, segment 4. Kid Cash. No money sign in his name this week.
Yeah. Just
He
right.
lost the money.
Thank goodness.
Versus AJ Styles. We get a promo before the match where AJ Styles gets on the mic and says it is not over between him and Jerry Lynn.
Oh no.
He also mentions that Sonny Siaki is wrong for trying to support Jerry Lynn, but whatever.
Such a weak promo.
Yeah.
So the match starts with slow mat chaining. Kid Cash hits his first big move, a slingshot Hurricane Rana Plancha. AJ returns the favor with a springboard dropkick, and Cash turns it around again with his bankroll, a jumping second to top rope twisting senton. Just hitting the highlights here. Just trying to-
Yeah.
It was everything he hit was smooth and great.
Yeah.
I loved everything. Right after he hit that senton, he hits a quick elbow drop, completely bumped on AJ's arm. I felt so bad for AJ.
Ooh, yeah.
So Cash goes for the moneymaker, but Styles reverses it into a TKO stun gun.
Well, first of all, he reversed it with a headbutt to the groin, I'm pretty sure, when he was set up for
Ooh,
it.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure. I thought it was the most innovative thing I've seen in a long time. I'm pretty sure, which even though it's simple and stupid, he just like picked his head up really quick
Yeah.
and you saw him sell it.
Oh. Ooh, excuse me. AJ almost misses his springboard moonsault DDT, but he powers through. It was kind of nice.
Mhm.
Cash hits a run up top rope Hurricane Rana, followed by a tornado DDT, but it's only a 2.
He's no fuego.
Oh my gosh. How could any man be? Cash blocks AJ's springboard with a nasty drop kick, just kicks him out of the air.
Right in the
Mhm.
gut.
Yeah. Kid Cash messes a run up top rope frog splash, but then hits the ropes to crotch AJ as he's on top, doing his own thing.
Mm.
So on the top rope, Cash signals for the end, but AJ reverses it, hits his Styles Clash off the top second rope,
Yeah.
and that's the 3. Promo length, 55 seconds. Match length, 3 seconds short of 10 minutes. Segment length, 11 minutes and 45 seconds. My only thoughts on this are the only match so far, but it's likely going to be the best one of the night.
Oh, absolutely. It's the best one I've seen in a long
Yeah.
time on
Yeah.
all the shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. That double springboard and Hurricane Rana was one of the most beautiful moves I've seen in so long. He hit that so smooth. Ugh, and
Honestly,
was
the
it?
way Kid Cash walks up the ropes so easily
Yeah.
every time
mm-hmm.
is just
It's impressive, yeah.
genuinely impressive.
And there were 3 low blows during that match.
3 of them?
3. I don't understand why they were all okay.
Not counting also the crotch on the that doesn't count the on the top ropes, hit the ropes and
I did not
get
count
cro-
that
yeah.
one. No.
Yeah. Segment 5, Goldilocks is with Marcus Bagwell.
He's back!
Goldie asks, Marcus, why are you here?
Thought you were going home.
Everyone wants to know. What are you doing here?
You're not booked on the card. What are you doing here?
People are nervous.
Marcus says Buff has been given enough chances, but now he's here to ask for a second chance as Marcus Bagwell. And he's here to do whatever it takes to connect with the fans. BG James walks up and says he respects Bagwell and the words he just said, so he's willing to let Marcus be his tag partner in the gauntlet for the gold. Marcus agrees. Segment length, 1 minute and 16 seconds.
I never would have put this tag team together.
Yeah.
Ever. Ever.
No. And technically they aren't, because I'm pretty sure they're never in the ring at the same time later
Spoiler
on.
alert, no one is. teams.
Yeah,
Only one tag team.
that's what I mean. Like, none of these tag teams are really tag teaming.
Yeah.
And
What's the message here? He's like, I've had plenty of second chances as Buff, but now I'm asking for one as Marcus.
my alter ego has had enough chances, but now I deserve a chance.
Move aside, Buff. Also,
No. When I disappointed and betrayed all you people at every turn, that wasn't me. That was an alias that I used. I'm asking you give me another chance.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah.
The only mild complaint I had, which was immediately proven wrong by my own experiences, which I was like, what is going on? We're like, just these, like, Marcus, you're not on the card. Why are you here? And I'm like, yeah, why are all these random, like, Brian Lawler wasn't on the card like 2 weeks ago. He just showed, like, why are all these guys who aren't booked just be like, hey, what's going on? I got nothing else to do tonight. Hey, how's it doing? Like, what's up? But
fill that tag team gauntlet.
but like, not even from a kayfabe standpoint. You're not on the card. Why are you here? Oh, nothing to do. Hi. Like,
You can't just show up to work like that.
you're not on the card. You're not getting paid. Why are you here?
I don't know. From a kayfabe point of view, if I'm sitting home watching TNA every week,
Yeah.
it's like most of the matches are not scheduled. People just go out and they sanction it. So if I go out and I work a match, okay, guess what? You're paying me now.
yeah.
I just work.
You're working from like a double kayfabe standpoint where I'm like, kayfabe wise, the card says you're not here, but you're like, yeah, but deep kayfabe wise, you could show up at any time and just work a match. Like
The Dupps explain this in like episode 5. All you have to do is bump into
into a
someone.
Yeah,
and you
just
got a
bump-
match.
Bump into someone, you got a match, and then you getting paid.
Yo, but see, that's the thing is my own experiences immediately proved myself wrong because you and I went to a rink-a-dink nothing indie show last week, and who shows up? Yo, only one of the hottest heels in the industry, MJF, and he's just hanging out, watching wrestling.
He's just there.
And I'm like, oh, I thought the whole show was a work. Turns out just the fighting is. Like,
Imagine they did that for like a UFC event. Oh, what's the card? Oh, they have one match, but we don't know the rest of it yet.
We don't know.
We're just gonna put all the fighters in catering, take out the food, and just let them make the matches.
I really hope other fighters show up. 'Cause I got nothing planned.
I mean, doesn't it feel kind of like old-fashioned carny to be like, well, we have this match, but other than that, like, oh, we just have people coming out of the crowd to wrestle.
Yes, but again, as proven by my own experiences, no matter how far up you go, every company is just one paycheck away from being bankrupt and is full on carny syndrome. Just like, who are you? Okay, you're in. I don't even know who you are. You're in. Who are you? That guy's friend? All right, you get lines. You can say stuff on camera.
All right.
I've never seen you work before in my life, but you're his friend?
Yeah.
Say stuff.
All right, go out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you like research this and look into it? Nah. That guy is good. And he said he knows that guy.
He said he knows him. He didn't say from where.
Yeah. Didn't say he's wrestled him before. Just says that he knows him.
Or that he's a wrestler.
Yeah, but literally
Yeah.
from your neck of the woods wrestling like nobody's to the WWE, dude. It is literally just walk in the door. Who are you? I don't answer that. You're on. If you got this far, you must be okay.
Yeah.
I like your haircut. You're in.
What even is wrestling? Get in.
Get in. You know what? When you asked me that question, your teeth looked really good for camera. Get out there. It's getting too. We're not having fun with it anymore because it really is like that. It's not fun. It really is like that. How long you been in the business? 15 years. Whatever. You with the hat. You're out. Go. You're in there. Cut a promo. On what? I've never done this before. Even better. Go.
Yeah. Make it raw.
Make it. Again, this is getting too real. This is getting too real. All right, segment 6. Jeremy Borash introduces Screech from Saved by the Bell, Dustin Diamond.
Here comes the announcement.
Tanae mentions Dustin's win over Horseshack on Celebrity Boxing. Do you guys remember what celebrity boxing is?
I don't have to. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Celebrity
okay.
You
boxing.
take two
Oh, good.
washed up like
I thought it was complicated. Thank God.
But this was also like people have to remember this was in an era before like now if you're like a washed up or a D-list celebrity, like you could just start a cameo and like people will pay you
Yeah.
$15 to wish them happy
Oh, yeah.
birthday. Like, oh, I sent grandma a happy birthday from Screech. That's adorable.
YouTube is the D&C shows now. But
Yeah.
those were only
Back-
on cable.
Back
back
then, if you were washed up celebrity with nothing to do, you fought other washed up celebrities.
in other various ways,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
either in racing or
Yeah.
trivia or physical combat.
I mean, it wasn't always great for the celebrities in general because I was looking into the history of reality television because I was like, oh, remember back when reality television needed a gimmick to do stuff? Turns out, no, they always had gimmicks.
Yeah.
And it's brand new that people are just trash in public. But then also it turns out, no, that's not true. Also, it started with people being trash in public. Like it is just one circular logic of reality television. Because like in the 40s, they had Queen for a day where a woman would come on and be like, yo, my kids, they need hearing aids and we can't afford them. And I'm sick all the time. And my appliances are trash. I can't cook my family. And then the audience would be like, oh my God, that's so sad. We vote for her. Because there was like 10 other women also with that story.
Mm.
And that was the show. That was reality television back in the day. And then they win and they'd be like, you're the queen. And send them to like Hawaii. And kids would still be sick, but they go out to Hawaii. No. They gave them the medicine and all that. They said they gave them whatever it was they asked for and also a trip somewhere.
to
Yeah. Bring back the spark in the old marriage.
Oh man.
All right. Yeah. Celebrity boxing. Screech did his thing. Yo, I read the card and I couldn't believe what a fucking mess every match on Celebrity Boxing 2 was. This is the second time they did it, and it was
that's
still
when this happened.
This
on the
was
second
still
one?
a
Okay.
mess. Yeah, this was their second one, and everything on it was a mess. First match was. Hopefully you can understand who these people are when I give you the backstory here. Who wants to marry a multimillionaire winner
Okay.
and divorcer?
Okay.
Of course.
Darva Conger fought 4-time Olympic gold winner, the Sparrow from Minsk, and also arrested 4 months earlier for shoplifting $19 worth of groceries.
Oh.
Olga Korbut fought each other where, believe it or not, Conger won by judge decision.
Hey.
Not the athlete, the multimillionaire divorcer. Screech from Saved by the Bell, who also very recently filed for bankruptcy,
Oh boy.
fought Horseshack from Welcome Back, Kotter, who
Yeah.
at the time was being a off-Broadway typecast. That was his claim to fame. He was being typecast on off-Broadway. Ron Palillo.
Steady work.
Yeah. In the match, Palillo pushed Diamond during the glove touch,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ref had to stop the fight after Palillo got his second black eye.
Oh, what?
Oh,
That's
duh.
not what you don't stop a fight for that.
You can't see anymore.
Well, the
It's
thing
blowing up.
is Dustin Diamond's 25, and Ron Palillo was 53.
Yeah.
And I want to remind you that this was a 90s 53 where people were still like falling apart in their 60s.
Yeah. Plus, like, one black guy and an old man, like, that's kind of funny. 2 black guys, you're like, ooh, okay.
Now I'm feeling bad for this old
You
man.
might not see again. Yeah. Again, the rest of this card was trash. Both medically forced to retire Manute Bowl versus William Refrigerator Perry, wherein the ref had to remind them, hey guys, if you don't actually box each other, you don't get paid.
Oh, jeez.
So they're just
They were just
circling.
circling, yeah. And then Manute Bowl won because he had 10 feet arms.
Yeah.
He could punch him from across the ring. And then finally, my 17-year-old lover shot my wife, Joey Buttafuoco, versus my wife cut off my dick, John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh.
Where John Wayne Bobbitt was removed from the card because he was charged with physically assaulting his wife.
Oh, my God.
So he was replaced by Joni Lauer, a.k.a. China.
Like,
Oh.
what?
Yeah. And despite China having a black eye, Buttafuoco won in a very close decision.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that is the history of that mess. Let's move on with this segment wherein they talk about everything we just mentioned, where 25-year-old Dustin Diamond gloats over beating up a 53-year-old man. JB asks Dustin if he's ever going to get in a
He
TNA
was
ring.
only 25?
Yeah.
In-
Yeah, he didn't look very good. I thought he looked like older than that, like kind of
Also,
in his 30s.
I guess Saved by the Bell isn't as old as I thought it was. Or this is
Well, he was a kid.
2002. Yeah, all right. That's true. They started when they were like 12.
It was it was like 92-ish or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. All right. So yeah, JB's like, Dustin, you gonna get in the ring? And he's like, maybe if I fight you, you pipsqueak. And JB's like, ha ha ha, no, fight Don West. And Don West is like, ha ha ha, no, fight the timekeeper. And the timekeeper's like, what? No. And then Don West is like, come on, you can do it. And the timekeeper's like, yeah, I can.
It's just the most pointless and it's hurt me to
Dude,
watch.
Yeah.
Segment length was 3 minutes. Yeah, there's no way that this is gonna go well at all.
It was so
Like,
bad.
no,
I
it was
didn't.
so bad.
I wanted to skip it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, I have to watch all this. I really wanted to skip it.
No, I know. This is. We're getting that celebrity
yeah.
bump.
Maybe he was
Let-
just on TV.
Who is really sitting there in the TNA boardroom thinking like, all right, well, what else could help the buy rate of this pay-per-view?
No, not Dustin. I'm sorry, not Dustin. The NASCAR guy, I believe that. Maybe, yeah. Dustin Diamond, I'm sorry. No, I don't believe it. Segment 7, Tenay sends it to Goldie with the Hot Shots, because we went back. The Hot Shots say they're putting up their spot in the gauntlet for the gold because they're going to give the young boys a chance. Goldie says TNA made this match happen because they're the 10th ranked team in the match, and the Hot Shots leave in disgust. Ugh, how dare you. Disco Inferno enters looking for Brian Lawler the Puppet. Goldie says it wasn't her turn to watch him. Disco says talking like that won't get me to sleep with you. Segment length, 1 minute and 35 seconds. I'm offended by all this puppet talk. That's all I got from that. Any thoughts?
My only thought is earlier when Horseshack, whatever his name, what is his name?
Horseshack.
Worcestershire sauce?
Yeah.
Got it. He was doing his promo and he was like, man, that guy's a midget. So he was nothing to me. I really thought Puppet was going to come out and I thought that was going to be the segment.
It was the perfect opportunity.
I was kind of let down.
Yeah, it was upsetting a little bit.
But what was the segment you were just talking about?
The Hot Shots, Goldie, Disco Inferno.
Ah!
You don't like it.
Yeah, the
yeah.
Hot Shots, they're all right. I don't like them though.
No, we still don't understand why they hate Not Yet AMW. Because they don't like them, but we don't know why still. All right, whatever.
They beat him to a bloody pulp, right?
We don't know why. We don't know why. They beat him with the guns.
They beat him with guns?
Yes.
They beat him, then they beat him with their own guns.
Yeah, and then during the segment where all the tag teams run out to like fight in the ring,
Yeah.
Don Harris and Brian Lee beat up every tag team except the Hot Shots, who only go for James Storm.
Yeah.
I don't
And
like
well,
them.
yeah, they really don't like him. It's there. It's all there. Okay, segment 8 is Dustin Diamond versus Tiny the Timekeeper in a boxing match. The ref calls for the bell, but the Timekeeper's in the ring. What? So Don has to ring the bell.
He like just knocks it clean off the cooler that it's sitting on.
Yes. Yes, there's no end bell because of that.
I was like, wow, they really need Tiny apparently. No one else knows how to do that.
Apparently it's hard. So Dustin ducks a punch by Tiny and hits him in the gut, jabs him in the face, and then leads Tiny by the chin around the ring for the big wind-up, and then Tiny goes down. Dustin poses on the corner as the ref counts to 10, but at 4, Dustin's music plays, and he leaves the ring, and at 5, the ref just gives up counting, and just kind of shakes his body and goes, knockout.
You don't even like. He barely even celebrates.
No,
He
yeah.
just walks away with his arms up.
He's leaving the ring by the time.
Paycheck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did not want to be there.
Yeah, he left the ring. And it wasn't his fault, I would argue, because Tiny got punched in the face, and at 4, production plays his music. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
get out of the ring. That's I'm playing you off. It's over.
And then you just hear Boras just knockout.
Yeah. Post-match, Dustin walks up the ramp looking kind of disgusted by the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Match length, your choice 24 seconds from when Tiny hits the floor, 33 seconds from when the music starts playing, and 42 seconds from when a knockout is actually called, because there's no real end bell.
Yep.
It falls off. They never did. Anyway, full segment length was 1 minute and 41 seconds.
It's horrible. They should have cut the whole thing, even
Yeah.
though it had a
Yeah.
celebrity.
No, my thoughts, as we said, no way Dustin Diamond brought in viewers.
I like
It-
how he yelled at Dustin Diamond. All right, go get the boxing gloves.
Do you think like Tiny is someone of lesser mental capacity being exploited by TNA? Like, is this
No.
Wrestling
rib.
companies don't do that.
Definitely they don't do that. Not
Yeah.
not to people that way, not to children, not to the
No.
elderly,
No.
nothing. They've never.
Wrestling ain't scum.
No. Segment 9.
To answer your question, probably.
To answer your question, let's move on to segment 9.
Yeah. I don't want to get sued. Jimmy Rave and Eric Wilde versus Ace Steel and CM Punk versus the Hot Shots for a spot in the gauntlet for the gold for the tag team titles, which apparently is not for a spot, it is for their spot. The Hot Shots are putting up their spot, which somehow
Is
will
2
get
spots.
filled by 2 people. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
They're the number 10 ranked team.
But their spot counts as 2 spots.
But if they lose,
Yeah.
then
Then there's no,
2 other teams replace them.
yeah.
My spot, your spot, his spot,
Yeah, dog spot, right.
not liver spot.
Yeah.
All right, so the match starts with Punk and Cassidy doing chain wrestling, and then Steel and Punk, the tag partners, do a double team move, but the camera misses it, so I don't know what it was. Steel suplexes Cassidy, and you can clearly see his...
Oh,
I mean, you can see the whole shape of it.
oh, I didn't.
Like, the whole...
Oh.
It is clear as day.
I have a very grainy version.
Okay, well, the Hot Shots hit a series of double team moves to Jimmy Rave, including their sandwich drop kick, the Sure Shot. Punk gets the hot tag, but the crowd is not really behind it, despite him yelling, "Come on!"
Yeah. That classic.
Hardy, Hardy.
Yeah.
He tried. It was not working at all, though.
No. Full on clusterfuck, bodies flying everywhere. The crowd likes that. Steel hits the gory special neck breaker, the Twist of Cain, and that's the 3. The Hot Shots are out of the gauntlet, and both teams, Hatebreed, which is Steel and Punk, and Raven Wild, take their spot somehow. Post-match, the Hot Shots throw a mild tantrum in the ring as the segment ends. Match length, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Segment length, 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Your thoughts?
I really didn't like this match.
No.
Super fast, super sloppy.
Yeah,
There was a point in the match where I don't remember if it was Punk or Steel. One of them breaks up a pin.
Yeah.
Like that the Hot Shots are doing on one of the other tag team.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
No, I don't
Enjoy
understand
this.
why the teams are doing moves against it, why they're fighting each other at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They clearly, if either one of them wins, they both benefit. Why? What does it matter?
That wasn't even clear to me, that stipulation. Once CM Punk and Steel won, I was like, oh, they get the spot.
No,
didn't know
it's
they
them
both did it.
and whoever
Yeah.
didn't get pinned.
Yeah,
No,
it's so strange.
I'm with you because the first time I watched this and wrote down notes, I when I got to the Battle Royal, I was like, I don't know why Rave is in this. I don't know
Yeah.
why Wild is in this.
Yeah.
But the second time I watched it, I heard JB and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree. It wasn't a great match. They kind of like just were running through spots. It was sloppy. They did all the dives, and then with absolutely no build at all, the finish happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was nothing to it. Just hit the move and pinned him.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I think that we might be getting to this generation of people who, like, there is no indie wrestling.
Mhm.
There is no indie wrestling, so all of their training was done just them in a ring, in a room, no crowd.
Yeah.
So they know how to do moves very well, but they have
Mhm.
no clue how to listen to a crowd. They don't know how to
Yeah.
slow it down to let them build it up. They don't know any of that. It's just them going full speed because that's cool to them.
Yep.
Because they've been the audience.
That one guy did full speed dive, and nobody caught him. That was so bad.
Because he thought running really fast would have been cool instead of, having a career after this match.
Instead of waiting for the guys to get up who are
Yeah.
already on the floor down there.
Yeah. All right, segment 10. Goldilocks is with Wildcat Chris Harris and James Storm. They are finally going to get their shot at the NWA Tag Team titles, and they don't have to worry about the hot shots. Chris Harris says, "Let's round them up, buckaroo."
Yeah.
And Storm tries to say that's our word, but he decides to give him a partner pass. Segment length, 1 minute and 16 seconds. Thoughts?
Missed opportunity.
What'd they miss?
He was like, I know that you think you're a legit cowboy, and I'm fine with that. But for tonight, we gotta win this. I was like, oh, you should have said we gotta be a legit tag team or legit champions. I was like, you missed out your whole opportunity for a great promo.
Oh, well.
I hope they lose. Even though that was like, it seems like they're gonna win after that promo.
They didn't give any other teams a promo. Well, except for the one. And
Well,
the other
a
one.
few of them, yeah.
And all the other one. Never mind.
Yeah.
I take it back. Segment 11. Jeremy Borash is in the ring and introduces Scott Hall and Six Pac.
Okay.
In full gear.
Yeah. Hall remembers their first meeting, the 1, 2, 3 kid versus Razor Ramon. I remember that. Remember that kid?
It was touching.
Hall says, "Don't tell the boss, but when you're in the ring, I work for free."
It was nice.
Don't
It was
say that,
nice.
yeah. Six Pac says, "Love me or hate me, all the bad stuff is true, but it's also true that we love wrestling, not sports entertainment, and we're here to
Oh.
kick some ass."
He definitely talked.
Yeah.
He definitely said things.
Brian Lee and Ron Harris attack from behind. Hall and Pac hit the X Factor and the Edge, and music plays the heroes out. Segment length 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Thoughts?
Nah.
Yeah.
It showed their camaraderie. If no one knew who they were, they're like, "Oh, look, they're a
Do
team."
we really
I
need
know-
another Hall and Pac promo?
Yeah, and again, like he said, we know they're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so I didn't understand the whole point of this.
right. It was weird to me, like...
Also, here's my thoughts.
okay, go ahead.
When Six Pac came out and did his promo,
Yep.
he just talked about how he was returning finally to pro wrestling because that's what he broke out in. He's not a sports entertainer, and that's what he's gonna be now in this company.
Right.
And I was like, that sounds almost identical to CM Punk's return promo. And CM Punk was on this card.
Oh. Uh-oh.
No, but that does bring me to my point, which is it's crazy to me how wrestling has always been about like wrestling versus sports entertainment. It has always been about
That's not the real wrestling.
it has always been about stuntmen who can act and actors who do stunts. And those guys are not the same as those guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then also it was kind of weird, like just seeing what I guess is almost 20 years after the point, guys just being like, just guys standing in the ring being over and be like, what? Guys, they haven't done anything yet. Like they're just standing there. What are you cheering for? Because it's been 20 years since I've been on that ride. So it's like, what are you, for what? They're not even wearing a hat. Like,
He doesn't even have a new shirt on. to
No,
cheer
he-
for.
it's just another elementary school shirt. Why? All right, segment 12. Brian Lawler is pacing back and forth. Goldie asks, what's the deal between him, Jarrett, and Brian's girlfriend? And Brian frantically asks Goldie if she knows where his girlfriend is. Goldie reminds Brian about the tag gauntlet tonight, and Brian screams, "No comedy! This is a situation!" and walks away. Segment length, 39 seconds. Any thoughts on that?
Not even a little bit. I thought that was going to be another like tag team situation when they were showing everyone's tag teams, and nope,
No.
he's
Yeah.
just him.
Now see here, this ain't no situational comedy.
Yeah.
This is just a situational.
That's right. All right, next is segment 13. Please welcome Hermie Sadler.
He's
Oh,
back.
no.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it.
Yo, he's been on the show more than Disco Inferno, and he's had a match already.
He's wrestled more than Disco
Yeah, he's
Inferno.
wrestled.
He's more of a TNA wrestler than Disco Inferno.
Oh my god.
And,
So-
and he's like over. He's won matches.
Yeah,
And he's more over than Disco
Yeah.
Inferno. Great. So they verbally recap Hermie's last appearance without mentioning too much of the details, just that he proved that NASCAR fans are athletes.
Athletes.
Right, athletes. Hermie announces that the NWA-TNA will sponsor a car for him at a race in the future. He says which one, but I don't care. TNA asks/tells Hermie to join them for commentary for the next match, so he does.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Which is, I'm surprised you didn't know, because the whole show,
that's right.
the commentary is really like weirdly low the whole show. But then when he gets on commentary, he's perfect. Like, he is the perfect commentary level, and you can hear everything he says. So we get the Miss TNA Crown Challenge. Enter Bruce.
I was like, oh, this is the match they give him? The NASCAR guy?
Bruce thanks the fans and says he wishes he could beat up Mike Tenay's wife.
Wish Tenay was fine with it. He's like, yeah, of course you would win. What? What of it?
And then he starts the challenge. The crowd chants for Athena, but he declines. Bruce says that a woman in the crowd reminds him of racing, a fat oval. She signs the waiver, like, as she's walking to the ring, pissed off, like, I'll show you. Bruce holds open the ring ropes for her, but attacks the woman as she enters. Hermie says that normally when he watches the show, this would be when he takes a coffee break.
Okay, this is the third woman he's wrestled?
Yeah, I
Believe
think so.
I feel like those have all been, like, wrestling matches, but when she gets in the ring and he just, like, starts clobbering
Clobbers
her,
her.
I was like, this is kind of uncomfortable. She's in,
Yeah.
like, dress clothes. She doesn't look like a wrestler. I was like, this is weird. Like, it worked for Andy Kaufman. He was, like, a little scrawny little guy.
Right.
It doesn't work for Bruce. He's, like, big and jacked and muscular. He's just throwing this girl around. I was like, I don't want to watch this right now.
Yeah. Bruce hits a powerbomb and gets the 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that fan took a perfect back bump for that powerbomb.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because it was like an Eddie Guerrero stiff powerbomb.
Post-match, Bruce mocks Hermie by, like, mock steering a wheel and shaking his butt as Hermes. Like, like, I don't know why, but I just presume there must be a scene from The Simpsons where he's like, look at me, I'm a bus driver with a big old butt. I'm shaking my big bus driver butt.
Stupid sexy Flanders.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's it. Bruce attacks the woman and goes to take off her clothes, but Hermie makes the save with an inverted atomic drop and a technically big boot out of the ring.
Yeah.
It's a Manhattan drop.
Yeah, an inverted atomic drop, sure. That's what Tanay called it.
Okay.
Hermie's interview was 1 minute and 10 seconds. The Bruce promo was 1 minute and 55 seconds. The match was 1 minute and 10 seconds. Post-match segment was 50 segments. The whole segment was 8 minutes and 1 second. Thoughts?
Too much time.
I know, so much time. It's just 8 minutes, though.
And also, like, maybe I'm just misremembering. I don't, like, has Hermie Sadler turned more into more of a yokel? Like, his southern accent got deeper, and my God, do the early 2000s clothing style just does not age well with a Kangol hat and, like, mega oversized jorts.
I am not even joking for a second. My cousin dated a guy that looked 100% like that in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Like 1,000, like
The
100%.
same exact pants. You remember when people in the 90s...
hat, goatee? Dude,
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
looked like a copy of him. It was crazy.
Remember when people in the 90s thought it was cool to be a carpenter? And they just had, like, that hammer hook handle on their jeans?
Yo, I remember when, for whatever reason, like, ultra, mega baggy, bell-bottom pant, like...
the Jankos.
Don't look at my
Jankos.
shoes!
Yeah, yo.
Do I even have feet? Don't worry about it. Yeah. They had hammered high hooks, too.
Yeah.
All they had was everything. It was weird. They were just like, what? Take every feature pants have had and all of them, all in one, and put that out.
Yo, it's the millennium. People need millennium pants that have all the features.
Think about it. The future, we're going to have brand new pants. Why don't we go out with a bang? A real, like, remember the pants pair of pants. All the features that pants have had. Everything's cuffed and bell-bottomed and hooked and split, and there's pockets in places you'll never use.
Zippers that just do nothing but zipper.
They zip. They just zip. They don't zip anything closed, but they zip. unzip them. Your pants don't fit better. They're just there. All right, segment 14. Goldie is with Jerry Lynn, and she says tonight that he fights Ron the Truth Killings for the NWA title. Jerry says he was held back in other companies, and he may be the ex-champion, but the world title is the true prize, and right now, Ron is the best.
So Jerry Lynn looks very pregnant in that shot. Very pregnant.
Yeah, I know. The Truth gets in Jerry's face and says, "What do you mean right now? I'm all that and a bag of whatever flavored chips you want. You're going to have to kill me to take the belt." Segment length, 1 minute and 36 seconds. Thoughts?
No, what does he say when he approaches him? What are you saying? What is that, honky tonk?
Yeah. He says, "What's all that nonsense you talking? Is that what you call honky tonk?"
That was great. But this is probably the most serious I've seen R-Truth.
Yeah.
He looked pretty legitimate.
Yeah, he was dead serious.
Yeah, I liked it. That was a good promo for R-Truth. Jerry Lynn
Whatever.
should have been wearing
chips.
a shirt. Because I don't know what was happening. He was like bowing out too. And he just, like,
He
gut
just,
was just
ate. He just
yeah,
isn't
he was
catering.
bloated.
Yo,
Yeah.
it turns out he just got really horrible posture. And he's got that just fucking bad anterior pelvic tilt where his ass just sticks out all the time.
Oh, I got to fix that.
Yeah.
It'll hurt later on. My only thoughts about this is when Jerry Lynn is like, I captured the X Division title, and he holds it up. Goldilocks goes, "Nice."
Good for you.
Nice. All right, here we go. Surprisingly not the main event. Segment 15, the tag team gauntlet for the gold.
Oh, no.
Competitors will enter after 60 seconds. Battle Royale rules apply. The last two survivors will have their tag partners rejoin them for a single fall tag match for the NWA tag team titles.
I love Royal Rumble. This should be a great match.
No. I hate you, Ryan. Brian Lawler versus Cowboy James Storm starts it off. Lawler does a Northern Lights suplex, and Storm hits a missile dropkick. Those are their highlights, because they only get a minute each.
Yep.
Number 3 is Joel from the SATs, who attacks Brian Lawler. Number 4 is Eric Wilde, who hits a springboard dropkick, and then Brian Lawler eliminates Eric Wilde, Joel Maximo, and James Storm, and then dances.
Yo, he kicked that SAT guy in the face.
Yeah.
He hit him good. And that's it. James Storm, boom, jobbed.
Yep.
Out. Yep.
Fuck.
Brian Lawler's the only one in the ring right now, yeah. So number 5 is Marcus Bagwell, who hits a neck breaker and then poses. Number 6 is Cobain, who gets beat up by Bagwell.
Yo, Bagwell is so inflated.
Yeah.
He's got like anchor arms and anchor body. He's huge. That is not how a human is shaped. I don't understand how
he's
why
really gassed up.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He's not just buff. He's a jerk.
He's
It's anchor arms.
buffed up
Okay.
with the stuff.
Yes, a lot of stuff.
So number 7 is Ace Steel, who attacks Cobain as Brian Lawler low blows Bagwell and then bites his face.
Yeah, he was like, "Move your hand. I want to bite your nose." God.
Number 8 is Jorge Estrada, who attacks Ace Steel. Also, Brian Lawler low blows Bagwell again. It's twice already in a Royal Rumble.
It's all legal.
Number 9 is Prime Time Brian Lee, who attacks everyone. Number 10 is Six Pac, who attacks everyone with all his moves. The spin kick, the X Factor, the Bronco Buster.
So at this point, number 10, we're halfway through and not one tag team is in it.
Nope.
Nope.
This is a tag team gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
No tag team
Nope.
work.
Why would
Mhm.
you? Six Pac eliminates Cobain.
Thank goodness.
11 is CM Punk, who enters right as his partner Ace Steel is eliminated by Six Pac.
Literally gets thrown over
Yeah.
him as he slides in.
And then Six Pac beats down CM Punk. So that team's not going anywhere.
Fuck that CM Punk guy.
Yep, what a chump. So number 12 is Jimmy Rave, who teams up with CM Punk. Oh, excuse me, who teams up on CM Punk with Jorge Estrada and then attacks Jorge. So even when you're tag teaming with non-tag team members, there's no tag team work.
Jesus Christ.
Number 13 is Big Ron Harris, which means now that there is a full tag team in the ring.
That's it.
They eliminated Jorge Estrada, CM Punk, Jimmy Rave, and Marcus Bagwell. But it's 6-Pac who eliminates Brian Lawler. Number 14 is B.G. James, who knocks down Lee and Harris, but the number game, wins out that one. 15 is Jose Maximo of the SATs, who enters with a crossbody that is caught by Ron Harris, so Jose is eliminated
right away.
The eliminated Brian Lawler distracts 6-Pac, so Harris and Lee eliminate 6-Pac.
And that's it.
16 is Slash from the Disciples of the New Church. He joins Lee and Harris in beating down B.G. James. Don West and Tenay complain about the rules and how Brian Lawler shouldn't have been able to do that. There should have been a referee out there.
Isn't our company shit? We don't even have fucking rules for this shit. What kind of bullshit is this garbage? Thank God I didn't have to pay for this. I'm getting paid to watch this trash.
Have you seen that clip of X-Pac on the WWE Watch Along? They had him for the Hell in a Cell.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Bray Wyatt or Seth or whatever, they were DQ'd.
DQ
Yeah. And he was like, all right, you guys probably aren't going to invite me back, but how do you get DQ'd in a freaking Hell in a Cell? And just immediately trashed the finish during the watch along, which is a WWE product.
Like
on the product, yeah.
They're like,
So
cut the
great.
feed. Cut it.
Cut him.
You were right. They never invited him back.
No. So number 17 is Sonny Siaki, who gives Slash a couple of moves. 18 is the Disco Inferno, who struts around the ring before entering. And number 19 is Scott Hall. Right now in the ring, it's Scott Hall, Disco Inferno, Slash, Sonny Siaki, Ron Harrison, Brian Lee, and B.G. James. But then Hall throws out Ron Harrison Slash. 20, the final entrant, is Wildcat Chris Harris, who goes after Brian Lee. Disco eliminates Sonny Siaki by sidestepping him. B.G. James and Hall smack Disco around the ring, and then Hall eliminates Disco before the two fight each other. Brian Lee clotheslines both James and Hall out, and it's now a singles match between Team Storm and Harris and Team Lee and Harris.
Well, tag team match.
Yes. Right, yeah, a tag team singles match. So Ron Harris and James Storm come back out to join their tag partners, with Ron Harris beating down Storm on the ramp. Jeff Jarrett runs down to attack B.G. James back up the ramp.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. That makes sense.
So in the tag team match, both Ron Harris and Brian Lee beat down Chris Harris, as the ref doesn't even try to get anyone out of the ring. He just lets them get beat down for like 2-3 minutes.
Okay, understand.
Storm slowly crawls to the apron and gets knocked off once he makes it there. Every time he makes it there, which includes a time when Ron enters the ring to attack Storm in full view of the ref by running across the ring to kick him.
Does not give a
There's
shit.
no DQ in this place.
There's no respect for the refs
It's
here.
just total nonstop action.
Yo, imagine you're a wrestler sitting at home and you're like, wait a minute, I could just show up and get a match anytime I want just by storming into the ring, and the refs don't give a shit.
I can just start punching people in the dick.
I could just start dick punching, and then when I win, I get paid more, because that's how wrestling works. Yeah. According to kayfabe rules, probably.
Probably.
I mean, here, other places doesn't work that way. Like WCW, they used to arrest wrestlers sometimes. Like he'd come out and he'd attack a guy, and they're like, "All right, well, you're not sanctioned for this, so you're under arrest now."
Now we're calling the cops.
But also, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering an incident from like the early '90s. So
when they had like the outsiders come and like the cops surrounded the ring.
Okay, the early '80s.
Yeah.
Before that,
Turns
Like,
out WCW called the cops a lot.
yeah. Also, fans called the cops sometimes on them.
On WCW.
Okay, so Storm reverses their tag team move, the one that I call a gentle goodnight.
Yeah.
Which leads to a very short House of Fire for Storm, which is followed by a successful The Gentle Goodnight. Ron Harris gets a table and puts a Storm on top of it, outside of the ring.
Anything goes.
To do something with it, and fully turns his back to the ring, which allows Chris Harris to reverse Brian Lee's powerbomb with a jackknife pin and gets the 3. your new NWA World Tag Team Champions, Cowboy James Storm and Wildcat Chris Harris.
Yeah.
They celebrate in disbelief on the ramp, still undefeated.
I thought it was a good idea of a finish. I feel like it was not executed right.
Well,
at all.
yeah. I mean, I feel like you could apply this to the whole match. Like, it's a good idea.
Yeah, but it just
to
didn't
like,
work.
like the faces. You start the match with the heels, like beating them down, and then like at the end they just sneak in the pin. But yeah, like that quick roll up pin is so sloppy and
Ugh.
like in the ropes.
Yeah.
Like he botches the pin and then like kind of grabs it. His feet are basically between the ropes.
Yeah, he did it like parallel from where his
Yeah.
partner was, instead of just being behind, taking him away from him.
Yeah.
Ron Harris like turned around, he was right next to it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, it happened.
Definitely not a great way to crown your inaugural tag champs.
No, it's not the best way to do that. Battle Royal length was 23 minutes and 6 seconds. The match length was 4 minutes and 40 seconds, although the bells on either side never rang to start or end the match. So I'm
Okay.
kind of guessing that.
Mm.
The full segment was... That can't be right.
That's not math.
No, I have here that the segment was somehow less than what the Battle Royal was.
27 minutes and 46 seconds
There you
is
go.
what those two numbers add up to.
Okay, good. So that's 27 and... All right, you said it. My only thoughts are giving the titles to the Not Yet AMW is easily the most logical thing TNA has done
Oh,
so
yeah.
far
Yeah.
in
Absolutely.
history. Yeah.
It also, that match was way too short.
The singles match at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah, a
that
little bit.
Dustin Diamond segment should have been 4 minutes, and this should have got 4 more minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I need to add is that this is the last time we see Cobain.
Yay! Dude, he was the only one that when they came out during the what was it, the tag team turmoil, rolled my eyes and I just didn't fucking care. I was like, oh my god, this guy.
Really? Oh my god. That means he didn't roll his eyes for Disco Inferno.
No, I yelled. My eyes were wide open with fury.
He couldn't roll his eyes because there's so much blood pouring out of his nose.
Yes, I was
He
dead
was-
and rolling in
he
my
was
grave.
too focused on packing his nose full of tissues.
All right, so segment 15, commentary puts over Storm and Harris for their win. And we go to the back where BG James has been busted open because he's got a bloody towel on his head, but
Yeah.
like they move the towel and he seems fine. As other members of the Armstrong family, i.e. TNA officials, aid him.
They just point at it. Oh, there's blood on him. Look at it. It's right here. That's it.
Yeah.
Until the
Segment
camera
length.
cuts off. Like, pick him up. Help him.
I can't help him. I'm not the Dr. Armstrong. Where's Dr. Armstrong?
We need more towels.
I'm Towel Armstrong. I gave him the towel. I don't know.
Damn it, we need more Armstrongs.
Well, I'm Bullet Armstrong. No.
No. Good lord. Segment length was 1 minute and 11 seconds.
That's how the Armstrong family works, right?
Yeah. Right. They're like whatever they are, like dwarves, Smurfs.
Oh, yeah, I guess-
Smurfs. There's
well-
some type of little people. I don't know which one. Yeah. The only thought that I had about this segment, which I don't know if you guys noticed this, but during the commentary section when they were putting over Storm and Harris, there was this hyper drunk fan
Oh,
behind Don and Tanae
and then
who would just scream.
Jeremy Borash grabs by the
He
face.
grabs him by neck and face and like pushes him back. He's like, get out of here. The guy's like, all right, man, all right.
I didn't see that.
Yo.
He grabs the fan like by the face, the way like an abusive man grabs a woman,
Like by the neck and stuff.
Yeah,
like
like
the
neck
jaw,
and then-
jaw and neck and like ear, like
Yeah.
that whole like
God.
get the fuck out of here. Well, to be fair, he was like leaning over the guardrail, screaming at Don and JB, Don and Tanae, and I don't know
Yeah.
what he was screaming, but the last thing I heard him scream before JB physically pushed him back was, "Motherfucker, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about!" Wow, yeah. And that's when JB pushed him over the guardrail. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He seems very drunk. All right, but this brings us to our main event, which means that it is time for The best hour.
Our favorite
Our favorite hour. The Troy McClure hour. Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such confusing combinations as The Kid and the Cop, Monkey See, but Tennessee don't do, or Oil and Water, now they're both on fire. Today, we're here to talk about things that looked better on paper. All right, so Jerry Lynn was not born, sorry. Jerry Lynn began wrestling in 1988. From 1992 on, he began touring internationally as well as appearing in a film, Crossing the Bridge, although he's not credited, so it's probably just a background thing. After 1994, Jerry Lynn began wearing masks. In 1995, Lynn was hired by WCW, World Championship Wrestling, to wrestle as both himself and the masked luchador, Mr. JL.
2 paychecks.
Really?
Yeah,
I
the
doubt
original
that.
2-contract Cutler.
Yeah, 2 contract Lynn.
He also represented WCW in the 1996 New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah.
In 1997, he was fired by Eric Bischoff from WCW while injured via FedEx.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's how he fires people,
That's how
literally.
you know the story. Next, Ron The Truth Killings, who started as a manager in 1997. The Truth began wrestling for the NWA Wildside in 1999, gaining their TV title the same year. Also that same year, The Truth signed a developmental contract with the WWE and began wrestling in the MCW Memphis territory under the name K-Quick. He was quickly promoted to the main roster, debuting a year later in a tag team with the Road Dogg Jesse James. K-Quick was a part of a DX semi-reunion with the Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Chyna when the four teamed at a Survivor Series match, but lost. The Road Dogg was then released in January of 2001, leading to a short singles run for K-Quick. The Rapping Tag Team's highlights include a 4-way match for the tag team titles on Armageddon 2000, where they lost.
Yeah, I don't remember many matches of them. I definitely remember them.
I remember them being a tag team.
Yeah.
I remember them rapping more than wrestling.
Yes.
Because that was clearly what they were there for.
Yeah.
All right,
And
segment.
then Road Dogg just wearing overalls all of a sudden.
Right, he like joined Southern Justice like behind the scenes.
I'm overall Armstrong.
Why do you look so much like BG Armstrong? We're twins. Mom's not very creative. You're BG, you're Brad, you're overalls, you're Bucket Armstrong, you're Towel Armstrong. You two stick together. All right, so segment 16. So we go back to commentary and they marvel over everything they just saw, and then they show us the tail of the tape for the NWA World Title match. The Truth starts the match by telling the ref to check Jerry Lynn for weapons and then sneak attacks Jerry Lynn during the check.
I like that. That was a good heel finish.
yeah.
That was a good heel start.
Throughout the whole show and during this match, TNA keeps talking about the pace of the match. Whoever
Yeah.
sets the pace is going to win. The pace wins the match. And I'm just like, what are... We have the world champion who was arguably the most phenomenal athlete in the industry
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And a 20-year veteran who knows way more than I've ever seen in my life. And you really think that these guys are one-trick ponies who can't change the pace at which they wrestle. Like, I said it before. Every week I listen to Nay and I'm like, well, did they call him Professor ironically? Because I don't think he's very smart.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind what the normal wrestle audience is.
Yeah, I guess. His ability to lie about stuff is phenomenal. He must be a professor. So Lynn gets dropped onto the commentary table and the X belt, so now he's bleeding.
Of course.
Like
he's
lot.
Jerry Lynn, so
Yeah.
he's bleeding.
Yeah. We see what is, from me, hopefully, miscommunication and not Lynn slowly becoming unconscious from blood loss.
Yeah.
As the Truth goes for the up and over, but Lynn just isn't there.
Yeah.
So the Truth then forcefully snatches a back body drop from Lynn and puts him down for the 2. It was a really good recovery.
Yeah.
Really good. The Truth goes for the 10 punch, but Lynn pushes him off, and Truth turns it into his cartwheel, jump, split leg lariat thing. It was cool.
Yeah.
The Truth puts Lynn in a modified surfboard stretch, and Lynn gets a rope break with the top of his head.
Yep. Just weaseled his way over there. That's good.
Members of the X Division start coming to the ring, presumably to support Jerry Lynn. We get AJ Styles, Kid Cash, the SATs, which is Joel and Jose, and Sonny Siaki. The crowd gets behind Jerry Lynn, who starts House of Fire, but he only gets a 2. Lynn pins Truth, but Truth puts his legs on the ropes, and then AJ tries to get the Truth's legs off the ropes before the ref sees it. Everyone dislikes that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ref, Jerry Lynn, the other X Division members, the audience. The ref then focuses on kicking AJ out of ringside. While that's happening, Lynn goes to the top rope, but Sonny Siaki pushes Lynn, not off, but he crotches him.
I thought he was a face now.
Yeah, well-
The X Division chase Sonny Siaki away from ringside, and the Truth hits the consequences and gets the 3. Still your NWA World Champion. Ron the Truth Killings. Match length, 12 minutes, 29 seconds, 30 seconds. Segment length, 16 minutes and 29 seconds. Thoughts?
Felt like it went slow in the middle there because it was way too much blood, and Jerry Lynn just couldn't figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant by, like, I hope it wasn't blood loss that was slowing him down
he
there.
looked bad.
'cause,
Like,
yeah.
why does this guy have to gig every match? Like, you gotta be in the business long enough to realize, like, if you just bleed every
Yeah.
pay-per-view, like, well, it doesn't really mean as much because you bleed every pay-per-view that much.
This is, I mean, yes, but this is the thing with TNA, which is they have such an indie wrestling feel.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you can do that, Jerry Lynn. You could play every night because every night you're going to a different town with a different company, a different crowd.
Mm,
But here, nah, you can't.
yeah.
We're going to get used to it. We're going to,
Yeah.
like, I can taste your blood in the air at this point. It's in there so often. Like,
It was such a simple, like, pancake move onto the table. I barely saw the title.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, hit him on the... And then I saw him lean down on his wrist, and I was like, really, Jerry? You're going to do it for that? That's what you're blading for?
so
All right.
early, too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my only thoughts about this were, if I had to guess, I would say that I thought that the Truth got to call the entire match. That's what it seemed like to me.
Oh, like, he's
Okay,
the
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the
it's-
heel. Why
yeah,
not?
it seemed like maybe they were like, "All right, this is your chance, Truth. Call the whole match is
Yeah.
you. Call it." You know, I'm Jerry Lynn. I can work anything you give me. Just work me through it.
I'm so baffled by the decision at the end with AJ and Siaki and, like,
Yeah, because you have, like, it's like a face swerve with Siaki, and then like a genuine, like, almost face heel turn because he's trying to help Jerry Lynn.
yeah.
But it's a heel move because he wants Jerry Lynn to remain champion so he can win the champion off of Jerry Lynn because he's a glory hog.
Well, you know, I feel like it makes more sense for AJ to, like, oh no, I'm not the guy who beat me for the X Division title, or, you know, beat me for the X Division title. I'm not gonna let him also win the world title.
Right.
And we just heard at the beginning of the show AJ saying, like, things ain't over between us, Jerry Lynn. No, I'm gonna try to help you win, and then Sonny Siaki, for some reason, is...
Yeah, I didn't think it should have been a gimmick finish. It should have just been a clean finish between one of them. Obviously, Truth was going to win, but it didn't need
Or
to be a gimmick finish.
If it's gonna be a dirty finish, like, Truth is up because he did something dirty, not because...
Yeah. I guess they didn't want a champion, like, losing, but still. You booked the match.
Yeah. So then do a dirty finish, but don't, like, why is Sonny Siaki involved? It doesn't make any sense. Because
Yeah, it
I'm
should have been
guessing
AJ.
we're not gonna have Jerry Lynn versus Siaki next week.
They should have just reversed the roles. Siaki should have put the foot on the rope.
And
They chased
AJ
him out, and AJ dumped him over.
That would solve most of the problems. Yeah.
No, we're probably gonna get AJ Styles versus Siaki next week.
Probably.
Most
Yeah.
nonsensical thing out there. All right, so bell to bell to bell to bell to bell to bell to bell. But let me finish this before you react. 35 minutes and 30 seconds of wrestling on the show, but if you add the 23-minute battle royal, then it becomes the 58 minutes and 36
if you
seconds
can
of wrestling.
count battle royals wrestling.
Because I mean, come on. It's just, realistically, most battle royals are just guys standing in the corner pretending to punch each other.
Oh, dude, all the
doing their
top stars were working
posings.
with each other, and every time an X Division star ran in, he just grabbed another X Division star, and they worked on the other side of the ring.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you don't count battle royals as wrestling, there's a lot of indie shows out there that don't have a whole lot of wrestling on their shows.
I know. Yeah. I was on this hour and 52-minute show. So it's, good. My only thoughts about this whole show are that I don't like battle royals, and the whole show set up one. So I was just like,
I didn't
for
like
it.
that it was a tag team battle royal, and there was barely any tag team until the one tag team started clearing house.
right.
I would have rather seen a gauntlet match or something
Yeah.
where
Run through the gauntlet. with a
we're
bunch
just
of
seeing
tag teams.
tag team.
Yeah, why was it called a gauntlet for the gold and it wasn't a gauntlet? It was a battle royal.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I guess the problem is, like, you can plan a gauntlet, but then when you're putting all the big names, like, that means you're gonna have to put a lot of like 5-minute matches out there with a whole lot of dollars behind it.
Yeah. All right. So, why would you make this? Well, they just gained new financial backers, so they were able
Blow
to
all the money.
they got to rehire all the names that they thought were going to bring in views, get them back in, and then also titles have been vacant for over a month now, so they kind of need to fix that. Yeah, it was from like the 9th show or something like that. The titles were vacant, and
The
then
tag titles?
yeah,
Were there were never tag champions though, right?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It was
Remember
AJ and Jerry Lynn.
and then they lost.
Oh,
it.
that's right. Yeah, okay.
That's what started the feud, and they were like, "Well, if
Yes.
you guys are gonna bicker, we can't have you two as champions."
Yeah, and they just
No, they took it because they fought Jeff Jarrett and the Truth, and then Bullet Bob was. They remember they both legal men both pinned illegal men at the same
Illegal
time, and then Bullet Bob was
didn't.
like, "Well, I'll just take these and we'll figure it out at a later time and date."
And none of those people are in the
Yeah.
gauntlet for the
Nope.
gold.
how does that?
Nope. Yeah,
Yo.
I know.
Who made that call? Scam Armstrong?
Yeah, but to be fair, the champions, the tag champions, and the tag challengers were not established tag teams either.
Yeah.
They were just two guys randomly thrown together for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. So yeah, I guess it was kind of fixed. I don't know. Yeah, guess the next card if you can. We already have Jeff Jarrett versus BG James, Six Pac versus Brian Lawler, and then Low Key returns. Oh wait, did I skip that?
You did not do segment 17.
I didn't do Oh shit! I skipped segment 17. Segment 17, Don West Super Pitch, which is what I just said.
Oh.
Jeff Jarrett versus BG James, Six Pac versus Brian Lawler. Loki returns,
Dude.
and then after that, BG James comes out and attacks Jeff. Oh, he calls out Jeff Jarrett. But the Truth, who was still leaving from the last match, passes BG and attacks him as they pass each other. Jarrett comes out, and the Truth and Jarrett beat BG James down. Hall and Six make the save. Jarrett takes the spin kick and the Bronco Buster. Truth takes the last call. Jarrett takes the pump handle from BG. Faces pose as we go out. 3 minutes, 48 seconds. You seem surprised by it. Did you turn off the show? And yep. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it didn't fade out and we went to Don West and everything, I was like, oh, so we are going to end with Jarrett. I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I
But
wasn't sure.
to be mildly fair, we ended with Jarrett losing. He didn't
Yeah,
win. He
yeah.
got
I
beat
knew
up.
he was
Yeah.
going to have another segment, though. He was
Yeah.
going to be involved. And BG James is passing the Truth.
Yeah.
Truth is like, hey, man, what's going on? He goes for a high five or something,
Yeah.
and he just runs right past him because he's going for Jeff. And he goes, well, then fuck you. And then he beats him up. That's why he did that.
I didn't see
It
that.
was right in the corner of the
Okay.
screen. Yeah.
Disrespect.
Damn, this show is so hard to follow. and
It's
not-
so deep.
I can't believe I got to slow-mo watch the
My
corners of every frame.
Goodness, this is why you gotta appreciate this and not. This is real wrestling where it's the subtlety.
Yo, that's why you got to appreciate this show, our show, because then you don't have to watch that show 3 to 4 times to get all this subtlety.
To get this subtlety.
Yeah. Whew. So, yes, guess the card. Jarrett versus James, Pac versus Lawler, Loki's going to show up. What else do you think's going to happen?
I think the tag champions will be in action or probably defend.
Okay.
Loki versus Amazing Red.
Okay. I think Loki will be in a triple threat match.
I was saying Loki versus Amazing Red. We're gonna give AJ something to do unrelated to the main event.
Yeah.
And maybe I guess Jerry Lynn versus Siaki, but I don't think. That's
Oh
actually
no,
gonna
that'll happen. Jerry Lynn will come out and be like, "You want to mess with me in my match? I'll give you a shot right now. Let's do it."
Yeah, okay.
I'll make a wild prediction that Norman Smiley will have a match.
Ooh,
Oh,
Hopefully.
ooh, okay. Yeah, and I think the Truth's gonna fight Scott Hall.
I bet Jerry Lynn bleeds in his match.
It's gonna be a backstage segment.
Take your bets
He'll get
now.
beat down and just bleed everywhere.
Take your bets. Will Brother Skylar puke next show?
What?
Because Disco Inferno's gonna show up.
No.
We're gonna have another jive talking.
At least I only have to deal with one at a time right now. It's either Slick or it's Disco.
Well, Slick's kind of gone, I think,
Thank
for a while. Like, have you
goodness.
seen him in a while?
No.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing Disco,
Yes.
so it's hard to not notice because I'm still in pain.
All right, so that's that. If you enjoyed the show, consider giving us a like or 5-star review or sharing us with your friends or whatever it is, subscribing or what else do you do these days? Hit the notification bell and
Yeah, you subscribe, and
yeah, but even some of those are outdated.
Retweet. Don't forget to subscribe
share with your friends
to the Patreon. Donate
That's what it
to
is. Yeah,
our charity.
we do have a Patreon that I never announced to put
Oh.
anywhere.
Go to the Patreon.
Donate
Go to YouTube.
Donate to our charity. Contribute to our political campaigns.
Yeah.
Send me toys in my PO box.
Yep.
Oh yeah, send us
Yeah.
toys.
So
Woo!
definitely send toys to the PO box.
It's good because if you give me stuff I don't like, I'll give it to kids. I won't resell it. I'll just give it to kids.
It's all charity.
Well, I wouldn't call my nephews charity, but it goes to
They're
kids.
kids.
They are kids. And to be fair, I did throw one at that kid I wanted off my lawn that one time. So
You're just taking extra steps.
yeah, onto my property. Get off of it. All right, so of course the intro music is an edited version of Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris. And for Brother Skylar and J Delta, please remember that without the mistakes of others, we would be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts.
The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.